Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI. We're taking a look at coronavirus, the politics behind the distribution of stimulus package. You've heard from the President Secretary of the PDP, Edo State. He said the ruling party did not inform them as against the information we're getting that they were all involved. Well, let's get to hear from my other panelists. I have a legal practitioner. Join me to welcome Barrister Robinson Imade. Barrister, welcome to TMI.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're up because you had to do some rites of your mom's burial. Sincere apologies. Accept my condolence.
Thank you very much.
All right, okay. And of course, still very close to him is Samuel Ehigato, aka Aras. Welcome to TMI.
Welcome to us.
Okay. Now, we've had two contrasting views and opinion, Barrister. The PDP President Secretary, as against what we were told that every party was like involved. They said they were not informed, they were not carried along, and people are still complaining about the sharing formula being politicized. What are your views on this?
Well, I wouldn't know how to start, but I'll just start anyhow. In my opinion, neither the federal government nor the state government knows what this kind of package is all about. In economic terms, when you talk about a package like this, it ought to be a deliberate attempt by government to increase spendings in order that the economy will boom, to arrest recession and avoid depression. The way we are going about it in Edo State, and it's akin to what's happening in other states, and therefore the way we are going about it in Nigeria, makes me feel very uncomfortable because we are heading for recession. In the first instance, very briefly, you know that in Canada, $2,000 are given to individuals, and in America, $1,200 if you are an individual, and a couple will get $2,400. If you have children that are below 17 years old, each of them has $500. And that's where people are afraid that the economic meltdown may lead to recession, because coronavirus is unleashing untold hardship on the world population. But in Edo State, let's come home. We are talking about how we share rice, indomie, and maybe beans. Is that what it ought to be? Of course, no. But even at that, knowing that the discussion is centered on whether the sharing is politically inclined or not, I want to say that the much that I have heard, I've not seen at all. In my area, nothing has been shared. What I've heard is, I've seen social media where a packet of indomie be given to a street or an area of the one I read yesterday, 10 streets. And they said, oh, why did you collect? The members will say. I think that if we know what we are doing, it's not a time we remember political parties. We have a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Palliative that ought to come now ought to go to everybody, whether this person is a known political enemy or a known political brother. We all are supposed to be treated alike. In the interest of our economy, in the interest of our names as political leaders, and in the interest of the survivor of this country. Okay. But what we are seeing now is far from the truth. The two people who came, the APC and the PDP, agreed that the sharing formula is a child's play. And I'm happy, because if you try to bend it, you try to make it look good, the people will look at you as an unserious person. The government of today in Edo State has lost track with reality as far as reaching out to the grassroots is concerned. That is the position just now, and nobody can controvert this.
Okay, I will come back to you. Samuel, do you have a contradictory opinion to what the first set of guests talking about carrying everyone along?
I don't have a contradicting opinion, because the both panelists they spoke the truth. When I say truth, this time is not the time we play politics, because we are being in a situation that it is beyond politics. it is beyond human control. We all say God is the one keeping us alive in Nigeria, that we have not had so many cases. Even though otherwise we think that maybe because of a lack of tests, that's why we have not got that real data we need to have about the people having the virus. But on the other hand, we know if this thing really starts, it's going to be a problem, because I don't believe we are ready for it. That is on the aspect of the government. The government is not ready for the situation ahead, because if they are ready for the situation ahead, I'd like to see more actions, even in healthcare centers. It is not just the designated hospitals alone. We should be seeing some activities in health centers, because those health centers are closer to the people, are closer to the grassroots. Because these designated hospitals you're talking about are in the urban area in most cases. I understand. And just in a few circles of the urban. So what do you now do if peradventure this issue now goes down to the villages, to the communities, which have only health centers? Before you bring this patient right down to those designated centers, who have issues of spreading this virus through the transportation system they are going to use and bringing these people out, and otherwise. I don't understand. So the contact they're going to have along the way. So I think the government should focus also on that aspect. That is one, developing our health system that are close to the grassroots for effective reaction. Because they said they train so many health officers on this coronavirus. I expect them to be sent down to those health centers down there in the villages, in the different communities, so that they can be able to react if a peradventure. Because in those places, you know, they live like close family. We're talking of social distance in the city right now, but they still live very close to each other. They still have these warm family ties, where the whole community sits together in the evening, whatever. You know, understand? So those health centers, I believe, are very important. That's one side. Then when you come to the palliative aspect to the people, you ask yourself, Wilson, you ask somebody to stay at home for the past 2 weeks. He's not going to work. Probably what he has as a reserve, he has exhausted it with his family, because they are all at home now and they feed more and the expenses is higher the more they stay at home. Okay, now you want to give them a palliative. You said to the poorest of poorest. Who are poorest of poorest? Are Nigeria not poorest of poorest? 70% of Nigerians are poorest of poorest. Why I said they are poorest of poorest? People might argue against it. I tell you, if a man that goes to the work in the morning, I understand, and come back in the evening with only 4,000 naira, and he gives to his wife maybe 3,000, he keep 1,000 naira for himself. He will buy a recharge card to look for more work. He will drink maybe 1 bottle of beer, and then he has no savings. So 70% of our people are daily earners, and for me, they are all vulnerables of these situations. They are all vulnerable. You cannot use the eyes of say, this is an old man. This is the person I want to give because I believe he's an old man. He's the one that I feel is hungry. The old man might even have millions in his account. But you feel that is the poorest of poorest. Let us be sincere with ourselves. The situation that I saw in my environment, I will have to use it as an example, as a case study. They came right there, the government entourage, with the healers, with the full of the foodstuffs. But unfortunately, in the street with more than 29 houses, in the first day they came, they only gave out to only one house. They gave only palliative to only one house.
One house?
Yes. I have to now make a call to the councillor in charge of my ward. I have to make a call to some leaders. What is happening? Are you going to tell me that in that my environment, that is only one house, that have the vulnerable? They did not kill the second time in a more shameful manner. They started selecting the houses that are fenced are not vulnerable people. They're not giving palliative to those houses that are not fenced as a discrimination. Do you want to tell me those people inside those fenced compound, that are they okay? Are there no bricklayers there? Are there no carpenters there that are not going to work? Are there no citizens that are sweepers and other ones? Companies that have been restrained right now that cannot go to their offices to go and sweep.
But they didn't mention party.
It is not about party now.
But they did not mention political party.
No, I'm not talking about party in the environment I'm talking about right now.
All right.
They did some certain discrimination that are not certain, that are not good.
All right.
I don't understand. Because you cannot judge by the face of a man. What I expect from them, you call the community leaders. The Odion way, as you come to that street, you call the Odion way.
Okay.
When you call the Odion way can able to tell you, these families are so people that are vulnerable.
I'll come back to you.
Then you can do the right thing.
I'll come back to you. Now,
but not by face selector.
Okay, Barrister Robinson, for what he said he's not satisfied with the way things were being shared. He talked about the facial evaluation of particular people in the street. One house was taken care of, others were selectively done. How do you see these, and what do you think should be done really to nip all these complaints in the bud?
Well, I think his area is lucky. In my area here in Iguosa, nothing was shared to anybody. If we had one house giving a stimulus package, it would have been good for us. But nobody got anything here. Talking seriously, what he has described and what I saw the first set of panelists describe is not, cannot be said to be stimulus package. It is not. Stimulus package, like I said before, ought to be designed to boost the economy. A carton of Indomie to a family of 6, or a pack of food for 1 out of 29 houses can certainly not boost our economy. We are heading for recession. I will say that whatever is here today, let's take, as we have seen it, the palliative package to arrest hunger to some people, or in some people, either political parties or those that have a gray hair like myself, I've not got. But I would say that going through elected officers of the ruling party will not solve the problem. It will make it purely political. Like he mentioned, we have, in my area, we have an Odion way of the community. We also have Okaidon in my street and environ.
Yeah.
I don't know the party the Odion way of Igosa belongs. I don't even know if the Okaidon belongs to any political party. But they have fair administrative judgment overlaws over those people in their area. And I would think that if the Odion way of my area was giving package or packages to share to the people, he would not have called for PDP members or APC members.
Yes.
I'm sure he would have given to those people in his community. And even in streets, we have leaders of streets who may not be identifiable with a political party or a group that may be discriminatory to the others. I think that that is the way to go. I will think that the political party in power in Edo State should be told that the palliative we are getting now is not for APC members. It should be for the people of Edo State. And if it's for the people of Edo State, party affiliation or affinity should not take the supreme position, but how to reach the grassroots. And reaching the grassroots, we have various leaders of communities, we have various traditional rulers, we have various groups that are apolitical. If we go that way, I'm very sure that this will go. But let's go a little beyond Edo State. I am aware that the president of Nigeria has put in place a package of about 50 billion naira. I think I'm right. If 50 billion naira is of what of foodstuff is going to be bought and shared to Nigerians, I'm sure nobody here may get. Maybe the party person here, I am not one. And 50 billion, we are less than 50 billion people in Nigeria. We have approximately 200 million. I would think, as is done in developed climes, as is done in other countries, let them share money to people so that the economy will be stimulated.
Themselves.
Well, they can buy what they want to buy. How do you bring Indomie to my house? I'm an old man, I don't eat Indomie. And Indomie will be for myself and my household, and maybe 1, 2, 3, or 4 more houses around my area. That's a slap. That's telling the people that you cannot survive without us. And who can survive on Indomie? 1 packet of Indomie. The government must come out straight clean. So many people are donating. Well-to-do people are donating to the various governments. Let them share money to people using their bank accounts, using their traditional rulers, using their however they want to do it.
Okay.
Because when it's time for election, they're able to reach out to people, street by street, house by house to house, and environment to environment. Let them do that and make sure that our people do not die of hunger. I'm sure that coronavirus is killing more, hunger is killing more people than coronavirus in Nigeria today. I got 2 calls within the week, the last week, the beginning of a new week. From Abuja, my friends in Abuja, my young workers there, asking, Barrister, please send us money, we want loan. And I asked, if I give you loan, how do you pay? I told them that even banks are difficult to enter. In Abuja, people are hungry because of the lockdown. In Edo State, people are hungry and are despising the safety valves that are in place. If you go to our markets, we are not talking of social distancing. We are not talking of people. You even see people fighting today. I was coming from my farm yesterday. There was a brush of 2 vehicles, and more than 4 or 5 tipper lorry drivers came, and it was a free-for-all fight. And I said, this time of coronavirus. So what I'm saying is, Nigeria government, Edo State government should be more serious about what's happening today globally, and should reach out to the people and not selectively give meal to their chosen ones.
All right, you've heard them. Before we continue with the discussion, I really want to sound a kind of a note of precaution. Last week there was a misrepresentation of what was discussed on this platform. Total misrepresentation, misquoting my guests and all that. For you to really get a verifiable truth, go to our YouTube channel. This interview is there on the YouTube channel. Don't try to twist the words of my guests against them, which is not called for. If they say A, don't say they said Z. No. And if you see such stories, ask for the clip. Go to YouTube, www.youtube.com/ITV Radio Benin. You get to see all our current affairs programs so that you will not get misinformed. Okay, it happened last week Sunday, and I'm not really pleased about it. So please verify your information, verify your facts before you let it out there. All right, it's always there in our YouTube channel. Having said that, yes, Samuel, you wanted to react to something.
Yeah, there's another issue we should be thinking about about this palliative aspect. You now say you're giving somebody a palliative aspect, and you want the person a palliative, and you want the person to stay home for 2 weeks, and you say the person should stay home for 2 weeks. I saw what the government packed down from the video they showed to us that the government want to share palliatives. I saw beans, I saw rice, gari, and other things. Okay. When they are not sharing these things, what now happen? That in the street, you only drop 1 carton of Indomie, or 40 pieces, as I heard. And you want the street to use 40 pieces of Indomie, 1 packet, for 2 weeks? Can that feed only a family for even 1 week? What I expected the government was supposed to do, what I expected they wanted to do, like the way it's done in the northern part of the state. We've seen it, we see video, we see clips. Gari, rice, beans, Indomie, 1 pack to 1 family. At least they are eating gari. Before the gari finish, they will enter rice. Before rice finish, they enter beans. If beans finish, the children can manage the Indomie. That is what I call palliative. Not going there, you give only 1 bag of gari, 1 rubber of gari. That rubber of gari, how long is it going to take? Only 1 person. And you expect the person to be at home for 2 weeks again? Then secondly, you go to the villages, the communities, where you have the elderly people. You go and share Indomie for them. Do they have the teeth for Indomie? Have they ever even eaten Indomie before in their life? They are used to native food. I expect those communities to be giving those gari, those food that they are used to. Not Indomie. You see that old man in the clip I saw like a few days ago. An old man that is already about 60 years. He said, what am I going to do with Indomie? He said, they have never even tested. He said, it looked like a worm. You understand me? So he doesn't even know it. I expect that we should start thinking in a Nigerian way, not always thinking, let me copy what others are doing. We saw how palliatives are given in Europe. They put it in front of the house. He's stuck with everything that the person is going to need for the next 2 weeks. That is palliatives. Not this they are doing. That you give 6-pack of Indomie to a family of 4 with 4 children. 6-pack of Indomie. Listen, I know you are not yet. Don't have kids yet. But for those that have kids, 3 kids alone at home with 6 packets of Indomie. It's a disgrace. It's a shameful action. What I expect us to start doing. There are donations that have been done as well by individuals. Financial donations. We must not wait for the federal government in Edo State. Okay. If the government want to even go further, not even waiting for the donation, Edo State is receiving nothing less than 600 million security vote every month.
You don't have proof of that.
Listen to me. Listen. Security vote, security is big published. It's not nothing hidden. The government knows about it. Everybody knows about it. If you want to know as an investigative journalist, you will know to what they get. They don't hide it. So 600 million. Let us say we want to use it to do palliative for the Edolites of about 4 million citizens. I think every Edo citizen will sit at home comfortably and be smiling towards the corona, and corona will pass by us. But the situation we are now,
thank you, Samuel.
The coronavirus will not kill them, but the hunger virus will kill them.
We say God forbid. We will say God forbid. All right. Barrister Robinson, Imade, you really want to have the last line on this discussion. Yeah, because our time is up. Okay, I wanted to advise the government and of course the Edo State citizens, and don't forget viewers that by 10 o'clock we'll be having the mass at St. Peter's Catholic Church. Yes, Sunday service, and the mass will be conducted by His Grace, yes, the Archbishop of Benin, Diocese, Metropolitan C, no other person than His Grace, Dr. Obiora Akubeze. Will be there from 10 o'clock. It's going to be live so that you will not miss out on any church service. You see, ITV got you covered. So, Robinson, sir, you have the last take on this. What advice do you have for Edo State government, everyone involved in Edo State, and of course the citizens of Edo State? And the nodal thing is like, make me to have a kind of a rethink, but just advise us, please.
Very disgraceful.
I think the critical thing that Edo State government must stop is making billionaires out of this palliative thing. Those buying the food items are contractors who are going to their banks with billions on Edo people. Those sharing maybe making mountains of warehouses for themselves. Edo State government must look inwards and know that the people of Edo State, all of us, make his constituency and should cater for people. What I suggest is that money be shared to people. Let them have a database. Let them know how to get across to the people. Share money. Because if you buy foodstuff worth 100 million, bring 100 million for somebody to buy foodstuff, he's probably going to buy 40 million worth of it. And you give the 40 million worth in the guise of 100 million to somebody to share, he's probably going to share a quarter of it. And people are smiling to the bank while others are dying of hunger. Whatever it is that the government will do to be able to reach to out to the people, either give them food good enough for the amount you are spending, or give them money to buy. That's what's happening in other places. All
right. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I appreciate the wonderful analysis. You've heard them. Give them money, and of course the government of the day are doing their best possible. It's not easy, but more those state citizens, they want more because of the economic situation of this partial lockdown. Thank God it's a partial lockdown. If it's a very total lockdown, it would have been worse. It would have been worse. Thank God for the partial lockdown. Government of the day, we appreciate you for that, but those state citizens, they need more. And of course, you also spoiling the name of the government of the day by making it politically inclined. You have to please stop. You have to stop, okay? Stop. Well, that's it on TMI. I really appreciate you being there, watching, listening, but please don't misrepresent anything we've said here. Moreover, whatever they've said, there is their own opinion. It has nothing to do with ITV Radio.